I wanted to ask you a question. I've been meditating for a short time, and I run into doubt about that.
A doubt about you
well,
meditating?
no, not while I'm meditating, but afterwards. And
You're assailed by doubt?
no, I'm trying to give you the full question. The thing is,
Oh.
I'm wondering, like, you didn't have like someone to listen to on the radio,
I didn't.
or
No.
well, I don't know if you did, and
Except
you don't have
myself.
except yeah.
I
And
taught myself a whole lot.
yeah, but that's the thing. I'm wondering, like, if you didn't have someone to listen to, see, I can listen to you, or I
Right.
can talk to my friend. He's been
Right.
meditating a long time.
Right.
And, when you were starting off, what guided you?
Ah,
What was,
I like that question.
how did you know you were doing it right? Because a lot of times I think to myself, if I'm alone in my own head, I wonder if I'm doing it right.
Yes, sooner or later, you people have to be like me. You're going to have to evolve knowledge, realize things for yourself that nobody else knows and nobody else believes, and if you articulate it, they say you were a fool. But yet you have a light that sees the end of the tunnel, and you can see all the mistakes they're going to make. While they're laughing at you, you have to brave the slings and arrows of outrageous criticism. See? And go ahead and do it anyway, and eventually they have egg on their face. And but you ask me how? Well, I wasn't as damaged as you. I must say, thank God, I wasn't as damaged. And so I wasn't traumatized. So I grew up with my own clear perception of things from the very beginning. Now some of us get through to help others to come through. So all I can say to that is, you see in me what you'd like to have in yourself. And we have to have some dialogue. After all, you are so conditioned, so traumatized, so screwed up and confused. Yet amidst all that confusion and all of those wrong reactions which has built up the error of self, it's one like a Dagwood sandwich. You know what a Dagwood sandwich is? It's just layer upon layer upon layer upon layer of wrong reaction and evolution or devolution. So I have to help you through that first, to get through to that pure self. And once you find that pure self, you won't have any trouble any more than I do. I've always been a teacher. Like Jesus was a teacher. How old was he was a teacher? 12, he was speaking in the synagogue, talking to the rabbis. And they couldn't believe what this young man knew. And they said, how did he know all this? He knew it because, well, his father taught him. He has the leading of the Spirit. Now, how do people, street people, know all the filthy, dirty, scummy, crummy, yucky? They have a clever mind too. Don't you grow in cleverness? And doesn't dark thoughts and strange concepts rise and strange experiments occur to you to do, which you give into? Well, I tell you, there's two leading spirits. And then once you start to recognize one and separate from, one from the other, the right from the wrong way, then you'll find that you'll know that when realizations come to your mind in quietness, when you're walking down the street washing dishes, doesn't matter where, you'll know, and you'll know to believe it. What was the original sin was? The original sin was simply man not believing God. God didn't talk to Adam, from the outside. He wasn't his buddy, but God speaks to our mind, not in thought, in realization. That's what you have to learn. A very sharp distinction. Never believe if your mind talks to you in words. Guaranteed, 100%, it's wrong. That something's wrong with that, and you'll be listening to the wrong spirit. But somehow you're going to have to get the space in your head where you just realize without any words. It's like it occurs to you. And and it's always true. You may not be able to articulate it. For instance, you see some clever teacher, a law school dean, intellectualizing some point. And you, in this perception, in a non-wordy way, can recognize that something's wrong with what this man's saying, even though you can't argue back with him. Because his arguments always seem to be cleverer than what you... But you could still see this guy's full of you-know-what. See? So, but then you'll always know, and you must follow that path in order for you to be a human being. You never be a human being. You never become a real boy like Pinocchio. Never become a real boy. Listen to your father. You don't listen to the wicked fox.